Welcome back, everyone. Yes, indeed. A little impromptu stream. I was sitting here, I was thinking to myself, you know, what am I going to do for Freaky Friday, which is on later today over on tfrlive.com, like you can see up there in the corner, the big logo. Please, please, please remember to tune into that later on because it's a marathon of woo on a Friday for all of you. Yes, indeed. I love Fridays. Do you love Fridays? Well, I would love Friday if I'd remembered to turn down the TV. That was really amateur hour. I'm sorry about that, folks, but there's only a few of us here just now. Quite nice. It's quite private. Yeah, so like I was saying, I love Fridays, right? TGIFF. Yes, thank goodness it's Freaky Friday. I had to think about that one. But it's not just Freaky Friday. No, we've also got... Why there's funny music in the background, I apologize for that. But we've also got the Paranormal Portal today, right? So that means we are having a woo fest. It's like 5, 6 maybe hours of constant woo for all of you. And talking of all of you and the woo, what I'm going to do is, after I go over a really cool story that I found today, really interesting, I'm going to ask all of you that are in the chat room for topic suggestions for tonight's show. How about that? We can do maybe the first hour on Freaky Friday with stories or topics that you suggest right here today. So it's going to be nice and chilled out today. Like I say, I just switched it on at the last moment. I thought, I'm sitting here anyway. I've got this story. Needed to make a coffee. And I tell you what, right? I thought I'd be smart. I thought I'd be, you know, health conscious. And you never know what's in the water, right? So over here, our water in Glasgow, don't get me wrong, Scottish water, lovely. None of that nasty stuff that they put in the water in other places, thankfully. But you just never know, right? So I thought, need a new kettle. We'll get a kettle. This was a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'll go for one with one of these water filters on it. So I'd set the stream up to start at, time's it now? Yeah, 7:30. I thought I'll just go and make a quick cuppa. But it should come with a warning. You have to fill this thing. It takes about 10 minutes to fill it by the time it goes through the filter. So that's why I was a little bit late starting. But coffee is here. We're good to go. And like I say, I've got a little story for us. But before I go there, I want to give a big shout out to the show I was talking about before, Paranormal Portal. Brent, I am loving your content on your channel, brother. I think it's the perfect antidote for me when I come off air. And by antidote, I mean, and you'll know this, Brent, you'll probably get this as well, when you've had a really good show. The adrenaline goes, it's a real buzz. It's quite addictive doing the shows. I must admit that, I'll be quite honest. And sometimes it can be really hard to wind down. So I finish at midnight over here, and usually you go live a little bit later than that. But it's the perfect way for me to shove something on and just kind of wind down nicely. So I thank you for that, brother. And anyone else out there that likes the paranormal, the supernatural, Brent opens up the phone lines as well. Check out Paranormal Portal, folks, on tfrlive.com and right here on YouTube as well. So yes, let me bring up this story that I was up. No, I was going to give the chat a shout out, wasn't I? Before it gets too busy. I mean, we've got 44 people I see. I'll give a shout out. So we've got Susie in there. And thank you, Susie, for your little message today. That was absolutely lovely. We've got Nikki. We've got Shane. Annabelle. Now, Annabelle is somebody who really does have her finger on the woo, because I've seen a few of, I think we've used a few of Annabelle's stories before. My mouth's gone dead dry as we're talking. Typical, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what suggestions we get from Annabelle. And if you're in the Discord server, and it's not necessary to participate in the crowdsourcing for Freaky Friday, but if you are, then if you go to the current live stream room, and if there's anyone here, maybe ZX, if maybe he could do it. I know I ask a lot of ZX, but even just put a line of asterisks or something so that we can see what's been posted today more easily. So then, we've got, who else we got in there? Well, we've got ZX. I just gave them a shout out. We've got, oh, that's a cool name. We've got Poirot. I'm not sure. Is that how you pronounce that? Can I just call you? I don't want to call you Pie. I definitely don't want to call you Pie. That doesn't sound nice. That's definitely not nice. But I'll scroll back down and then hopefully I'll see how to pronounce your name. I apologise for that. John Nelson in there. Good to see you, brother. Who else we got? Alan. Great to see you, Alan. Um, is that is the Alan that phoned the show the other night? I believe. We've got no more bashing Elon. I added him to my book of trust, and this is from John Nelson. He goes on to say, why? He's in Rick and Morty seasons 4, episode 3. Elon Tusk. Dude, I am still Elon's biggest fanboy. And I listen to David Icke, and, I can't disagree with what he's saying, but at the same time, I've just got a different opinion on why Elon's doing what he's doing. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I certainly ain't going to stop listening to David Icke because he's got a slightly different opinion on Elon Musk. Hell no. When you turn away from a source of information, when maybe one story they talk about doesn't fit with what you believe or doesn't really line up with what you're saying, never ever, or I suggest you don't ditch that source, that show, that host, that website, whatever it was, because that's really what they call throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Because obviously, if somebody or some website has become somewhere you go for information, just because maybe they get one thing wrong or something you don't agree with, it's no need at all to ditch them by the wayside. And definitely no need to be abusing them, but we're not getting into that today. Almost spilt my coffee there. Dang. So then, let's see what else have we got. We got Jorge. Now, I think that's how you pronounce that. He's all the way from Spain. That's absolutely fantastic. And I don't know if you're anywhere near Barcelona, because I had somebody on in the past, David. Oh, how rude of me, I've forgotten his name now. What a brilliant guy he was, though, but he was talking about the Catalonian independence, all that stuff. So yeah, being in Scotland, there's a bit of solidarity between Spain and Scotland, definitely. ZX, I want to thank you as well for sharing out the link. Like I say, we were last minute here. So, yeah, Blue Days is in as well. We've got Wake Up News. Yeah, we've had a few newcomers. Rob, how you doing, man? Billy Joe's in there. Now, see, everything's normal and balanced in the universe. More names that we know. I'm loving this. So then, let's get into this really quick story. And then I'm going to come to all of you for your ideas when it comes to Freaky Friday. And we all love Freaky Friday, right? Everyone loves Freaky Friday. Even my haters love Freaky Friday. How can you not love Freaky Friday? It's all about the Wookiee. And Dave Baker comes out on Freaky Friday. We all love that. So then, let's get into it. Let me pull up this here. Boom. Look at that. Everything going swimmingly, I think. So, what you're looking at there is a chunk of meteorite. Okay? And this is part of the meteorite that hit Chelyabinsk. Remember that one that came in over Russia a few years ago? Lit up the sky, caused a sonic boom, it blew out windows, stuff like that. There was people injured, I believe. Well, now, as we're about to find out, this stone has got a whole heap of woo about it. Talk about having a set of magical stones. I know technically it's only a stone, but that was a good line, right? I think that was a good line. It worked in my head. So if we come down here, let's see what it's saying. Chelyabinsk Meteorite piece appears to have the power to move objects. Aye, indeed. It says museum TV or CCTV footage shows protective dome over a fragment of Chelyabinsk meteorite rising apparently all by itself. Museum director and staff insist they or faulty electronics had nothing to do with it. So it says, talk about uncovering a mystery. Sputnik News and Siberia Times both reported a strange story about a piece of meteorite seemingly lifting its protective cover into the air for no apparent reason. And with no for no apparent reason and with no apparent humor or electronic aid at a historical museum in Chelyabinsk, Russia. Okay, this isn't a piece of just any meteorite. It's a chunk of the one which blasted the skies over Chelyabinsk in 2013, injuring 1,500 people and causing over $15 million in damages to structures. A large portion of rock survived its crash to Earth and was not only recovered from Chebarluk or Chebarkul Lake, but captured on video, a first for meteorites. And now it makes history on camera again. If we come here, is it? Scroll down. Oh, where's it gone? Right, we'll come back to the story first, okay, and then we'll get the little video. So it says we spoke to all our specialists in electronics and wiring, who said unanimously that it was possible to have it opening by itself. Yet it happened. Right after it happened, I queried what could it possibly be, and there is no answer so far. Now, as of this writing, museum spokesman Yuri Bogatenkov has no explanation, but he and the staff seem adamant that it wasn't an equipment malfunction that lifted the protective dome. Museum employee Avar Valiv told Sputnik News that the dome was too heavy for a thief to lift and too well protected for anyone to override the electronic system. Now that leaves the magical power of the meteorite as the leading explanation, at least among museum employees. It goes on to say, quote, but jokes aside, our female staff are a bit shaken. So what caused the cover to rise over the piece of the Chelyabinsk meteorite? Well, many people believe that meteorites have powers that defy explanation. Meteorite crystals are said to be associated with the third eye and can be used for relieving stress, freeing the mind, and other metaphysical treatments, as well as healing physical ailments, treating injuries, improving the circulatory system, and producing other bodily health effects. Because they're from other parts of the solar system, and perhaps even other stars, they are often used in spiritual rituals and for summoning UFOs and extraterrestrials and interdimensional activities. Now, each of those powers depends on the mineral makeup of the meteorite. The Chelyabinsk space rock is an ordinary chondrite meteorite that contains 10% iron. Now, according to the metaphysical meteorite experts, that means it's good for circulation, stamina, and healing. Now, it has a frequency that connects to the third eye and has a strong electrical energy that stabilizes the ground which I'll read that again, right? It's all going wrong in my head today, I'm telling you. It has a frequency that connects to the third eye. Okay, we've got that. We've got the third eye going, right? We're plugged into the third eye. It's got a strong electrical charge. Now it sounds like I'm going to be shocking myself. What are we doing here? And this electrical charge stabilizes and grounds higher vibrational energies to the magnetic core of the Earth. Now, I don't know if that's factual or not, but what I mean is I don't know if that like magnetic or electrical circuit they're talking about is valid or not. But the whole third eye thing, absolutely. I tell you, this is deeper woo than I thought. It truly is. But what do you think out there? Can meteorites help you? Like it's saying here, let's see, it has a frequency that connects to the third eye and has a strong electrical energy that stabilizes and grounds higher vibrational energies. It almost sounds like it's helping you to transmit your consciousness when you read it another way. Wouldn't you say? I tell you one thing that I can't do, folks, and I've tried it time and time again, is meditate. I just can't do it. The whole third eye thing to me, I've never been able to kind of do that whole thing. But that doesn't mean I don't believe that there's something very much to it. Of course, there's something to it. We've all got the third eye. And when people tell me that they are able to do these things, then I've got no reason to disbelieve them. Now, does that mean that everyone that tells you that is able to do it? I don't know. But it's definitely a real thing. I would call it a real science, to be honest with you. You know, academic science would probably call it pseudoscience. I get that. But crystals as well, aside from the meteorites, do you think of crystals and quartz and all that kind of things? You know, I don't think I was being really stretching it much in the title to talk about magical stones. And when it comes to the crystals, I'm talking about the ones on our planet. And it does make you wonder when you get these rocks that come in from who knows where out in space. You know, do they have planets out there around stars that maybe formed metals and minerals and things that we don't even know about, which in turn would translate to people like us seeing something like a museum dome lifting and would go, wow, that's magic, right? Because what do they say about technology, that this new technology, it's so far advanced that humans would think it's magic? And then it made me think today as well, before I finish this story, right? But remember the Oumuamua? I was talking about that with Ben Emlyn Jones the other night. That mad, it's not mad, nothing crazy about it. I'm not saying we should lock up a space rock or anything. You know what I mean? It was the interstellar visitor. Remember that one? Big, huge, cylinder-shaped meteorite. And there's even, I think it's a Harvard or Yale professor called Avi Loeb, and he still maintains that that was some kind of alien probe. Well, if you get rocks that have different properties to what our ones on Earth have, could it be that, you know, you could defy or you could build something out of that, make it do things that would be kind of alien to us, things we haven't even thought about yet? I mean, that really opens up the potential for using some kind of rock, some kind of stuff like that, and using it as a space probe, right? I mean, if that stuff has got some kind of properties, almost, I don't know, it sounds like it's got some maglev to it. I don't know, something I can't even explain. You see, maybe we can't explain these kind of things because we don't have the science yet. I think it's fascinating, I really do. So it says, does the Chelyabinsk meteorite have any of these powers? And more importantly, does it have the power to lift its own cover? Was it, as some people speculate, trying to escape and return to where it came from? Now, as of writing this, there's no evidence of such powers. However, there's also no explanation of what happened. So I'm going to go and try and find this again. I'm going to shove some music on while I do it, okay? But I thought that was pretty interesting. What do you think, folks? I'll go to the chat room when I come back as well. But where's my stream gone? There it is there now. I can see myself again. Awesome, awesome. I can see myself there. It's a bit weird when you can't see like what's going out to the stream. I don't know. I've got my screen set up all wrong today. Brent will know what I'm talking about. If the screen itself, the monitor, isn't set up right when you're doing this streaming malarkey, oh dang, it can get confusing. You lose things here, there, everywhere. And you know what I'm like anyway, folks? I'm bad at the best of times, right? So I'll go and find this video and we'll take a look at this, right? We've got it, folks. We've got it. Here we go. And when I play this, by the way, I've not got it on speeded up. It's not me that speeded it up, right? Don't think, oh, Kev, you're playing it on 2 times speed or anything like that. It's not me. Definitely not me. I promise it's not me. So check this out, folks. Here we go. Let me bring this up here again. And here we go. A little look at this. Now it's this thing here, so we're watching for this going up, right? What do you think, folks? Is it going to happen? Only what? So many seconds left. Oh, is it going to do it? Whoa! Holy shimoly! Okay, let's pause it there. Hang on now. Hang on. Hang on. Let's turn this down. Let's have a look at this, folks. Let's slow this down a bit. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for all we know, there could be some electrical motor on it. I mean, all we can go by is what we're seeing here. I don't know if we can prove any magical powers just yet. Unless that stone starts like flying around and maybe growing arms and legs. Maybe then. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's like, maybe it's a piece of Nephilim. I'm only joking, folks. I'm only joking. But let's watch it slow. Let's see it. I'm wondering if it's this chick here that's got magical powers. Look at her. Or this one here, look. And then it goes down again. I don't know, folks. What do you think? What do you think? How do we know it doesn't do that like every couple of hours or something? I don't know. Yeah, Rob, it could very well be. It really could be. What do you people in the chat room think? I want to know what you guys think. And girls. And theys. But La Curiosa in there. Good to see you. Tinker as well. Mr. Niter, good to see you. That's the names I see. If I'm missing anyone out, I apologise, folks. But what do you think? Brent, I'd love to know your take on this. What do you reckon? Yeah, it's too hard to tell because for all we know, that could be on a timer. And the Siberian Times, I'm not saying Sputnik is dodgy, but if they picked it up from the Siberian Times, do any of us know how reliable the Siberian Times is? I don't know. Maybe they know that this goes up once an hour or something. Perhaps it's some venting mechanism. I don't know. Paranormal portal. Great idea. I like that, Brent. Definitely on my crime board with a pin in it. Do you suppose it could be a security barrier if somebody gets too close? Well, let's have a look again to see if somebody does get close. Real close. Let's see. We'll speed up a little bit. Let's see. Interesting. I don't think they got any closer than at any other time, did they? I don't know. Yeah, ZX. Good call. Hey, Mojo. Got Chi Ro in there. And talking about they appear to be connected to burning bushes and dodgy entities. Oh, Brent will be able to tell you all about that. He's the expert round these parts on dodgy entities. We'll get you on a show one night, Brent. You can come on. We'll call it exposing the dodgy entities out there. That could have all different kinds of meanings, right? Who else we got? Mr. Cab, there was a meteorite that passed by the Earth. It was the same composition and it reacted to it. Right. The glass is part of the security system controlled remotely. Done all over the world. particularly in art museums, and that does make sense. It does. It really does. Good afternoon, Vincent. How you doing, sir? Great to see you. I've really enjoyed your calls, by the way. Really enjoyed you calling into the show. I've enjoyed everyone calling into the show, but I do suspect that Vince has got more to tell us, but that will come when it comes, or it won't when it won't. Who knows? But just so long as you know, I'm sending you much love and respect, sir. Big time. Maybe it's a Banksy art. If it self-destructs or something, John, it could be. The guy with the blue shirt with the white sleeves stuck a screwdriver in it. Can you imagine the value for that? I remember watching a documentary once about, it was a NASA meteorite. Some guy had got into like NASA working there and actually ended up stealing part of the space rock collection. And the money that he would have made, you know, selling this stuff, it was astronomical. It really was, literally. And I wonder how much you'd get for something that size, honestly. And then if it had magical powers as well, maybe they're planning on selling it. Maybe Putin's going to buy it off the museum. Putin wouldn't need to buy it. He's in Russia. He runs Russia, right? But you get me? Maybe they're going to say, but look. Now it's worth like $20 bajillion because it's got, the power of levitation. Yes, indeed. I think if you put it in your pocket, you could like fly around. That'd be quite cool. I don't know, folks, but I'm getting silly and I'm coming to the chat room because I want to know, and all I need is 2 or 3 topics, or maybe 2 or 3 locations, events, that type of thing, the kind of thing we get into on Freaky Friday. I want your suggestions for all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a couple of blue chickens so that I know where in the chat I put this out. I'm going to shove on the tunes. I'm going to get a little drink of my coffee and I'm going to be right back with you. We'll get some suggestions and then I will let you get back to your Friday, because Fridays are cool, right? And we all need to get ready. We all need to get that TGIFF feeling. And what feeling is that? It's that freaky feeling, of course, because it's Freaky Friday. And may I just thank all of the mods out there, if I may take a chance to thank you all. I mean, I already love and respect and like all of yous, okay? But yesterday was our first kind of, it was an interesting chat room, right? And I'm able to just focus on the show and do my thing. But you people are in there in the midst of what goes on sometimes, and I really appreciate how everything was handled yesterday. I thank Jason for what he done, and just know that I really do appreciate it. I don't know how I can show you more my appreciation. If you can think of a way, I'll do it. But just know that each and every one of you, mods, people here watching alike, all good. And I tell you, I'm getting back in the groove. I've got my mojo back. I think so. Indeedy. Okay, here we go. Let's see what you've got for Freaky Friday, folks. Let's see it. Let me bring your chat room over here a little bit so I don't have to squint my eyeballs at it. Here we go. Let me see. There's my chickens. I see my chickens. I'll tell you what, Mr. Nighter, about the meteorite. It might activate at certain frequencies. to create the levitation could be an asset, and they don't know it. You know, we often talk about the X-Files and Area 51 and stuff like that. And I know we laugh and we joke about Kremlin Kev. Maybe some of the newer listeners don't know that. That's one of my nicknames. I've got many nicknames. Kremlin Kev is one of them. We never really, me personally anyway, have dived into the Russian X-Files or any Russian Area 51 type stuff. I reckon that could make for a really cool stream. Really cool stream. I'm going to write that down. That's going to be one of our streams next week, okay? Russian X-Files. Does that mean it'll be Mulderov and Skulisky? I know. That one didn't work. I get it. That one didn't work, right? Russian X-Files. No need for me to really rush now anyway. I was going to watch a bit of football, but the enemies of my favourite team are winning 2-0, so oh well. That'll be that then. Anyway, back to this. Let's see. Attack of the mutant blue chickens from a planet somewhere near Mars. Oh. Aha. I've done that thing again where I thought I was getting a super chat. But it's just the tune that's playing. It's a super chat tune. Right, so I like this topic, but lunch break is over. A couple of hours to go for me. Edward, stay strong, brother. Right there with you. Fight through it. Only a couple of hours to go. Till Freaky Friday as well. Dude, you could be off work just in time. Alan. Oh, Alan, I like that. Let me find that again. That was a great shout. Alan is coming in with a remote viewing. Oh, I like that, Alan. I like that. Of course, when it comes to remote viewing, off the top of my head, Ed Dames. Probably one of the most infamous. You've got Courtney Brown as well at the Farsight Institute. They do all that remote viewing of things. Really, I do think there's a lot to that. Big time. And that's why you find... Remember the film The Men That Stare at Goats? Stuff like that. I know they make fun of the topic there, but I think that's deliberate. They want the public to think it's all comedy and out there and new agey type stuff, but that's very real, and you better believe if that's real, the military are doing it. Think of the advantages of being able to view a location behind enemy lines, inside an installation, whatever you like, without ever having to leave a base. What military wouldn't want that? Fascinating topic. Of course, Ed Dames, I think he's been involved in a number of high-profile cases where there've been missing people, or maybe somebody that's been missing for a number of years, and I don't know, there's definitely a lot to it, I think. Great shout anyway, Alan. Great shout. That's there. Remote viewing. Let's see, ZX says he would love to know how to do it. Is Apophis already discussed in Freaky Friday? Rob, we can bring that up. Rob. Apophis. Joe likes talking about that kind of stuff. He does. He likes the space rocks, and every time we get into space rocks, it gives me a chance to say to the guys, remember, that's my prediction. That's going to be the next big thing they're going to start scaring us with. All these scary asteroids. Equinox. Russell Johnson. I can put it down there. Okay, what else we got? Sam. Oh, no show, Sam. This is me asking all of you out there if there's any particular topics maybe we could get into. Alan has done a bit of remote viewing. That is absolutely phenomenal. And I believe you can teach yourself, like, online. It's better to go probably for a course, I get that, but that'd be a heck of a thing to do. I honestly don't think I could do it. Like I was saying earlier, I can't quieten my mind, and I don't know. I do believe it, though. Nibiru. In affecting Earth. We can bring it up. I know what myself and the guy's opinion is on Nibiru. We can bring it up, though. I am absolutely fine with that. Let's see. Well, this isn't a phone-in show. Sorry, Will. I don't have the ability for a phone in yet. I'm working on it, but we'll get there very soon, I promise. Yeah, Alan, totally, it's real. Yeah, big time. I just sometimes sound like it. I'm a bit on the fence, Alan, when I've not done something myself. Doesn't mean I don't believe it, though, because I really do. I wholeheartedly, big time. Yeah, the Farsight Institute is worth checking out. Man and dinos coexisting. King, I'm totally for that. I know that there's... I had Klaus Donner on the show. I think he's an Austrian... Memory serves me correctly. An Austrian gentleman. And yeah, he was talking... I had him on the show years ago. He was talking about all the maps and all the out-of-place artifacts and things like that. And that came up as well. I know Joe's mentioned that in the past. So yeah, definitely. Dinos. And man. Now, I'm only going to need another couple of topics. And I think we'll probably... Well, no bother, man. Like I say, dude. As soon as I get it wired up and ready to go, I'll do it. Because I love doing the phones on TFR as well. And maybe we can open up the phones for a bit on Freaky Friday tonight. Possibly. Sometimes we just get so far into it that there's no time left. Robbie love targeted individuals. Yep. We've actually got a host that should be on TFR roundabout right now. Let me check that out for you folks. Hang on. I'll check that out. We've got Ella Free. And she's one of the most prominent people talking about that topic today, and she goes live on TFR. I'm pretty sure it's hang on, let me check, let me pull this over for you to see. Here we are. Push this here. Yep. Right, so if we go to somebody called Rob Call on just now, but if we go to the schedule over here, Ella starts in about 40 minutes time. So if you want to hear all about... In fact, this show here, Ella more concentrates on interviewing famous people, authors, politicians, really big names. She had John McAfee on there a couple of weeks ago. If I bring up her archive page here. Now, I help Ella do her YouTube channel. It's A Good Place with Ella, it's called. I'll just find up here. There we go. Yeah, there's John McAfee. Attorney John O'Connor. Who else we got here? Dr. David Warmflash, I've had him on my show. Senator Michael Brown. Highly respected, multi-award winning Tim Tate. Yeah, Ella gets a guest list that I seriously could only dream about. And I tell you what, we're so lucky to have her on the network, as we are with all the shows on there. It's the best place to be. If I wasn't on there broadcasting, I hand on heart tell you I'd be there listening. Do you know why? Because when I first woke up, I started listening to Chris and Cherie Geo. I've been with them all the way. They didn't know it. They did go back and check at one point because I said to them, you know, I used to subscribe to it was when they first started the TFR thing. You could buy you'd get access to, I think it was a month you got at a time. You'd done it on the website. It was cool anyway, but I think Chris and Cherie thought, nah, Kev wasn't a member. I don't think he's been with us that long. And honestly, they found that I'd been there. So yeah, that is a verifiable fact. So, we've got more topics coming in now. Extreme deep earth point in Antarctica. Hopi foretell. Didn't the Hopi foretell of nobody? That's paradoxical anomaly. Welcome, paradoxical. Let's see. If you astral travel, make sure you have protection around you. Absolutely, Barbara. Absolutely. You see, there's something you really need to know what you're doing when you're doing that kind of thing, I would imagine. Taking your consciousness out of your body, stuff like that. Probably best you know what you're doing. Absolutely, Barbara. Great shout there for anyone that does that. Mike from Around the World on PB show explained the pulses that Nibiru are hitting Earth with, causing earthquakes and elevated radiation levels. All I would say to that is you would probably see perturbations in the other planets as well, things going on there. And it's not that I don't think Nibiru doesn't exist. Nope. Or Planet X, whatever you want to call that. Extraplanetary body, or even a small solar system when you hear other descriptions of it. I do think there's credence in that. I do think there's something out there. I personally don't think it's affecting us just now, but that's just my opinion. And I've not checked out that information you're talking about. But just my initial thought would be, well, you'd have to think it would be affecting the other planets. And then the amateur astronomers. And I know people will say it's invisible, you can't see it, things like that. That's cool, but you would see the other planets, or the moons around other planets maybe acting funny. And that's not to say, again, I'm not there, I can't see in space. But let's hope it's not. That'd be the last thing we need, right? The world's gone crazy enough without some other solar system or a planet flying in here. Imagine waking up one morning and just like the blue TFR sign on the side there, new planet in the sky. It'd be amazing to see. Don't get me wrong, but can you imagine the effects it would have on Earth? Dang, dude, dang. So yeah, I'm open to it. Don't think I'm not open to it. Let's see. What else we got here? Live in a binary system. The sun is a twin, a small red dwarf. They're incredibly hard to detect. Can't disagree with you, ZX, because I know the binary systems are far more common from what we've seen. But remember, we're saying it's common from what we've seen. Think of the vastness of the universe. This goes back to me saying, you know, if me and Joe Joseph went fishing and I caught 4 different types of fish, and I turned around to Joe and said, I've cracked it. I know every type of fish in that ocean now. Well, I would know the fish that I've got, but it doesn't mean that's the only things in the ocean, right? And I don't think we've looked at all the other potentials yet to see just what is common, what isn't. And it might be the ones we've looked at, binaries are common, but I'd imagine it comes in all shapes and sizes, you know? Does that mean I don't believe in Nibiru? No, I come back to it again. No, I'm very open to it. You look at the Sumerian texts, you look at prophecies from some peoples as well. I think the Hopi was mentioned in there. There's a whole heap of coincidental or good evidence, how would you put it? Pieces of a jigsaw. They're definitely there to paint, like to put together the Nibiru picture. I just don't think it's coming right now. I probably haven't explained that right. And after what's happened a couple of days ago, I'm probably self-checking myself in my head to make sure I don't offend anyone. I really don't want to offend anyone. But that's the last thing I want to do today. But I'm still trying to be as honest as I can with you. Lucid dreaming is worth a talk. Big time. Big time. What else we got? Scroll down again. I won't stay too much longer. Oh, Rob Pappin, you are singing Joe Joseph's hymn book. Pre-Flood Woo is Lord of the Rings for real. Oh, good music for that, eh? I don't know if it's good Lord of the Rings music, but you know what I mean? Come on. We could talk about traffic cones. Circumstantial evidence, yes. Which could mean something, which might not mean something. Absolutely. Thank you, Lady Courttails. Thank you. New name. I like that name. Boxing backstage. How's it going? Yeah, Robin. How dare Kev. Prophecy linking to current events. And the only thing I would say to that, and it was Mark, you know, I would imagine prophecy over certain generations. Let me try to word it right. Like, as every generation or every couple of generations come and go, I would imagine you can find events to fit the prophecies every time. Or not every time, but maybe like the Mark of the Beast thing. That's definitely something that you could say we're very close to. What else now? Isn't it said that there'll be like 2 witnesses or something? Something like that. Something as generic as that, I would imagine back in the early 1900s, early 1800s, early 1700s, there probably would have been whispers about these prophecies about to be fulfilled, right? So I think whether you can really pin something down, Mark of the Beast thing would be one that be quite easy to pin down and definitely seems to be getting fulfilled. Very, very close on that, I would say. Again, that depends on your belief system, right? Because if people don't follow Christianity or whatever their own belief system is, they'll have different ways of viewing these exact same times that we live in. And isn't that weird, right? Isn't that a weird thought when you think about it? We're all living in the same time. Okay, I don't know if it's the same time that we started in with Mandelas and things, but because of whatever you hold as true, whatever beliefs you may or may not have, that plays such a huge part in how you translate what in the end of the day is just pure data. The things that happen in the world are the things that happen in the world. Think of it this way, right? And because of the way we're all programmed, and our brains are programmed, that is belief systems, that is things like that. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but that's going to really skew an individual's worldview and tailor it to the individual. So in reality right now, there truly is 7.5 billion different realities all playing out at once. Because none of us, no two of us ever interpret the world the same way. How could we possibly tell if we could? We're not inside each other's heads. We don't know what thought springs off when two people look at the same thing or hear the same information. You have totally organic, totally different worldviews. So that's 7.5 billion reality. That's weird. That's really blowing my mind now that I've said that. Dang, that makes your head hurt. What the heck? Kind of quantum, kind of woo. I don't know, but I don't know why you made me think of that, Mark. That comment really inspired some deep thought there. It really did. And do you know, for that, I'm going to put that down on the list. Prophecies being fulfilled. I think I've probably got about enough for 1, 2, or 100 Freaky Fridays. No, I'm not 100, but folks, I want to thank you. You've given me so much to think about here, so much to talk about on Freaky Friday with the guys, which will be starting in bang on exactly 3.5 hours time. That's midnight in the UK. Technically, it's a supernatural Saturday. Quite like that, actually. Oh, maybe that'll be the Saturday show night. I don't know. Don't go there. I'm not taking on any more shows. We do enough on here, right? Can't get me off YouTube. Probably they'll end up like limiting my time doing too many streams on here or something. I'm talking about YouTube themselves, not TFR or anything. No way. But yeah. So midnight in the UK, Supernatural Saturday, Freaky Friday if you're in the US, Canada. It's definitely Supernatural Saturday all over Europe. And Australia, bang, you're getting into Supernatural Saturday night kind of territory. Again, weird how we all live in different times as well. All in different times, all in our own reality. Wow. I don't know what it means. Who knows? It sounds cool. It sounds deep. I want to thank everyone for being here for this really quick stream. Really quick. I've been here, for an hour. See what you people do to me. But it's been nice. It's been nice and kind of, how would you put it? Nice and chilled. Boy, oh boy, have we needed a chilled kind of stream, a chilled chat room. And to everyone out there in the chat room, thank you so much for being here. Please, please, please remember to sub to the channel if you haven't already done so. Remember to like the video before you go. If you did, if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That's okay. Any activity between you and the video, anytime you interact, that is a big plus for the video. Algorithms love interaction, folks, and it loves you. Yep, all of you, and that's why I encourage any of you out there to become a member of the channel, but only if you can afford to do so. Because as you can see, you can watch this for absolutely free, and it will always be the same. Yes, there will be the occasional or weekly or monthly, or there will be exclusive member content, but I would never ever put everything behind that paywall. That's just for people who can and want to support me. That's there. If not, we're all good. And the next time we get a new member, I think we're 16 or so we need, we're going to have the traffic cone gnome. Yeah, traffic cone gnome. I think I've got him just here so I can show you what you're going to be getting next. There he is, traffic cone gnome. Almost the same size as me. Like his hat. Cool hat, right? So please, if you can, I understand we're coming up to Christmas. I totally understand. And I want to give a big shout out to anyone that sent a donation to the show over the past few days. That's been absolutely amazing. And I'll let you get back to it now. I'll be back later on Freaky Friday, tfrlive.com, and I will be simulcasting here. But like I always ask you, and you don't have to, but I would really, really like it if you could simulcast as well. You can be in 2 chat rooms for the price of none. You can't argue with that, right? So please open up the tfrlive.com/chat tab. Come along here as well, and you get the best of both worlds, right? Can't ask for any better than that. And I'll be back later on. Until then, you ready? It's my cool outro. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Remember Freaky Friday, just under 3 hours from now. You can get your woo on. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.